The NFL draft was once again a crazy one this year. There were a few very questionable picks, but for the most part, a lot of teams did really well. So today, I'm going to give my opinion on every single draft pick that happened in the first round. Of course, I'll probably be horribly wrong on some of them, and I'll have to be right on a few of them, hopefully. Ideally, all of them, but we all know that's not going to happen. And again, this is just my opinion, so no disrespect if I give your team a bad grade for the first round. There are still many others to go, but I don't want to waste much time, so be sure to leave a like on the video. And if we can get to 500 likes, I will do a second and third round grade video, which is going to be longer, but there are still so many good players left that, at least for some of it, it'll almost just be like doing first round grades all over again. So again, 500 likes for that. Be sure to subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot of fun stuff over here. I'm going to start doing stuff that's similar to the main channel, which subscribe over there if you haven't already too. I would assume you're coming from there though. And last thing, let me know what you would give your team in the draft, what grade you would give your team's pick or picks if they had multiple. But let's get straight into this. Most of these are going to be pretty clear cut, and obviously for the first one, Caleb Williams to the Bears. I'll just spoil it now. Both of their picks are an A. I mean, you got, in my opinion, the best quarterback in the class, maybe the highest upside quarterback in the class, and put him in an amazing situation, and then made that situation even better by adding the best receiver available in Rome Odunze. I do think Neighbors and Harrison are better, but it's not by a dramatic amount. Those are the two perfect picks, the two exact ones I would have made. I guess you maybe could have gone with an edge rusher, but I mean, why not just give Caleb Williams a ridiculous offense? I'd give that an A, obviously. But Jaden Daniels at number 2, this is where the first maybe controversial one comes. I like Jaden Daniels a lot, and he could be amazing here, but he is one of the, I guess, 2 first-round quarterbacks that I would say needed a good surrounding cast. That is Jaden Daniels and JJ McCarthy. Now, the Commanders have Terry McLaurin, and there is still the rest of the draft to go, but, you know, they tried to fix that offensive line. I don't love what they did with it, though. I don't think it's that much better than it was last year at this point. They don't really have a great tight end. They have Jahan Dotson, who was good his rookie year, but wasn't great last year. Like, he's really only throwing to Terry McLaurin unless they have, you know, a Dotson breakout or another receiver breakout. It is a pretty rough surrounding cast. So for that reason, I'm going to give it a C+, because, you know, there is a chance he just surrounds or transcends that not so great surrounding cast, but you never know. I personally would have taken Drake May if I were the Commanders. So for that reason, I'll give the Patriots an A-. He's definitely better suited for a bad surrounding cast because that's kind of what he dealt with last year at North Carolina, and he still looked good. Hopefully the Patriots can add a receiver in the second round or a lineman or something good. I maybe would have thought about Marvin Harrison Jr. there, though. It maybe would have been fine to, you know, just start Jacoby Brissett this year, take Marvin Harrison Jr., and then draft a high upside quarterback next year to throw into a great situation. But I think Drake May's going to be good here, so I definitely can't fault it too much. He was my second favorite quarterback in the class. But I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr. to the Cardinals, that's an easy A. The best player in the class, in my opinion. And you know, no real major shoes to live up to for Marvin Harrison Jr. Just Larry Fitzgerald and his dad, Marvin Harrison. No pressure, but I think he will be close to that level of receiver, which if you can get that at number 4, which I'm hoping for, I guess I shouldn't hope for that because I'm a Seahawks fan, but, you know, I think he could be a top 3 receiver in the league. We'll see. And then here's an interesting one. A good player in Joe Alt to the Chargers, but their receiving core. Let me pull it up. It is currently Quentin Johnston, Joshua Palmer, and Darius Davis. Joshua Palmer's decent. I think he's the worst number 1 receiver by a country mile in the NFL if he has to be that, which isn't disrespect to him, like he's a good receiver, but you want like a great receiver as your number 1 receiver, obviously. He's just a pretty good one. He's a pretty good receiver. Quentin Johnston, if they actually used him as like a run after catch threat instead of a deep threat, he probably would be good, but his main concern was his catching, so they're like, yeah, let's just throw him deep balls. That'll go well. I liked Quentin Johnston a lot, but I was afraid of them trying to use him as like a pure deep threat, and shocker, he dropped it when they threw it to him deep. No way. So I don't mind the upside of this group, but it is the worst receiving core in the league at a time where there are some pretty horrible receiving groups. So if you couldn't tell, I think they should have taken Malik Neighbors. I'm still gonna give it a B because I like Joe Alt a lot. He'll probably be amazing, but I am also very high on Malik Neighbors. I would have given that an A. Tackle was a need, I know, but receiver. Now, for that reason, the Giants get an A. I mean, that was maybe the worst receiving group in the league other than the Chargers. I mean, I don't even really know what to analyze here. It's just an A. I might even go A+. Yeah, we'll say A+. And now my first pick I'm really not a fan of, J.C. Latham. I just wasn't that big of a J.C. Latham fan to begin with. I would have absolutely taken either Olu Fashanu. Hell, I would have preferred Fuaga. Maybe not Mims, but Fatanu. I don't know. I'm just not a very big J.C. Latham fan. I do like that they address tackle. It's just definitely not the one I would have gone for. I'm going to give it a C-. I don't want to be too harsh because he could be good. I feel like he's more of a guard in a way. Definitely a little clunky, but there is theoretical upside there. Now the big one, which on the main channel, if you're into Madden, probably like 20 minutes before this video comes out, I uploaded a rebuild of the Falcons with Michael Penix. I still don't know how to feel about this pick because I like Michael Penix. I was higher on him than most, but I still wouldn't have taken him here even if quarterback was in need. And the Falcons have Kirk Cousins on a brand new 4-year deal. I understand going for a quarterback of the future, but why after you just signed a long, expensive deal? Unless you're planning on cutting Kirk fairly quickly? I don't know. Plus this, like, if you don't have needs, that's fine, but this team's edge group is awful. I'm worried about their corners. I mean, you're not going to take a safety here, but their D-line maybe has questions. They could have taken Roma Dunze. I just don't, I don't know. Apparently other teams liked Michael Penix too. Apparently the Seahawks were also interested in trading up. If they did that, I don't know what I would have done. I might have laid down in the middle of the road. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. That's a little bit, I don't know. I wouldn't have been happy, we'll say that, if they traded up for Michael Penix. But Michael Penix is probably going to be good. I want to say that. But take a quarterback next year. Like, draft Leatu Latu, Dallas Turner. I know those guys went later, but it still would have been a good pick here. Take Roma Dunze. Take, hell, Jared Verse. I like Jared Verse a lot. Even Byron Murphy would have been interesting. I would have liked that more than Michael Penix. This is going to sound bad because, like I said, Michael Penix is probably going to be good. I like when quarterbacks sit for a few years and then come in, like the Jordan Love strategy, Patrick Mahomes, but I just don't like the process, so I'm going to give it a D+. I give it the plus because, like I said, he's probably going to be good, but build up your surrounding cast first and then take a quarterback when you're ready. But Roma Dunze, like I said, an A. I've already kind of gone over that. JJ McCarthy at number 10, traded up one spot to get him. I like it. Great surrounding cast. If you couldn't tell, I'm a big proponent of having a good surrounding cast if quarterbacks need it, or just in general. I hope he sits behind Sam Darnold for a while. I think even Sam Darnold could do well there. I am a little bit of a Sam Darnold believer though. But yeah, JJ McCarthy, very high upside, just largely unproven. Maybe the most unproven player that went in the first round here just because they didn't ask him to pass. I'm sure you've heard that a million times though, so there's no point in me going back over it. I'll give the JJ McCarthy pick an A. I like it. Much better than getting him at like 4, which is what I expected. But Olu Fashanu to the Jets. I think the player is absolutely worth this pick. I was kind of hoping it would be Brock Bowers because let's get into the weapons discussion here. The Jets have, well, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot they signed Mike Williams. I don't know how I forgot that, but it's just how long will he be healthy for is kind of the question. If he does stay healthy the full year, then that's good, but you can't really rely on that. And then what do you have? You have Garrett Wilson. Then what if he gets hurt? You have Xavier Gibson, Alan Lazard, and Jason Brownlee. Like, I know I'm talking about receivers, but I would have taken Brock Bowers here. I mean, he's part receiver anyways, like 50-50 receiver tight end, big slot. And you know, Tyler Conklin's fine, but that would definitely be an upgrade over him, and then pretty big upgrade over Xavier Gibson. So I definitely really like Olu Fashanu. I think he could be amazing. I maybe would have gone Bowers, but I definitely can't fault it because, you know, Tyron Smith is also an injury-prone player. So, you know, the more I think about it, the more I like it. I'll give it a B+. Then Bo Nix at number 12. This is like kind of a boring pick to me. I don't know why. It's just, he's a pretty good quarterback. It was a pretty predictable pick. I'll give it an A-, B+, somewhere in that range. It's good. It just kind of feels like everybody knew it was going to happen. My mock wasn't that good, but I did get a few picks right. Like, obviously the top 3, Malik Neighbors, Roma Dunze, and Bo Nix. What other ones did I get? I got Byron Murphy to the Seahawks. I did get JJ McCarthy to the Vikings, just at number 4. I think I thought about Jordan Morgan to the Packers, but I didn't do it. I wish I did. And I think this is going to sound insane. I need to watch the video back. I might have mentioned as a joke joke that the 49ers are probably going to take Ricky Pearsall. I need to check that back. I don't know if I said that, but I definitely thought about it. Sometimes I think of things and I just don't say them in videos, but we'll see. But Brock Bowers at number 13, that's an obvious A. I'll give it an A+. I really like it. No, I'll give it an A. Here's why. Oh, they have it listed as left tight end, right tight. Okay. I was going to say, you know, Brock Bowers going to play the slot a lot, and I don't love Jacoby Myers on the outside. I just don't think he's fast enough for that, but yeah, I guess that's going to be the plan anyways. But yeah, I'm a big Brock Bowers enjoyer. I'll give it an A. Very, very good, versatile player. But Talise Fuaga to the Saints at number 14. I'll give a B. It's a good pick. I would have preferred either Fatanu or I guess that's it. But I definitely would have preferred Fatanu, but Fuaga's good too. And tackle's a big concern with Ryan Ramczyk possibly retiring and Trevor Penning not being very good. But Leatu Latu at number 15. That's an A+. Maybe my favorite defensive player in the class. I also like Byron Murphy. I also like Quinion Mitchell. But yeah, edge wasn't a massive need for the Colts, but they pulled my strategy of just taking the best player available, because you don't need to overthink it, just take good players. The most complete pass rusher in this class, absolutely. Not the best athlete, and did have the neck injury. Those are the main concerns with him, but he tested as a better athlete at the combine, and, you know, those injuries haven't been a concern in a little while, so I love the pick, and that Colts defense could be really good. It depends on what they do in the rest of the draft, but I like it. But Byron Murphy to the Seahawks. I feel good not having to fear the first round of the draft anymore as a Seahawks fan. Byron Murphy, we'll take it. If you've seen my videos before, you know how much I complain about the Seahawks completely ignoring offensive line, but I knew they were going to do that, so I couldn't hold them up to that standard. So again, just in my opinion, the best player available in Byron Murphy at a position of need. So him paired with Leonard Williams, that's going to be pretty scary. I love it. But Dallas Turner at number 17. I don't know what they traded up, actually. So I guess this depends on what they traded to get Dallas Turner, but I'll give it an A. He was projected to go at like 8 to the Falcons, maybe even 9 to the Bears, but to get him at 17, I really like it. I don't know how much of a role he's going to play immediately because they do have Jonathan Grenard and Andrew Van Ginkel, but we'll see. Amarius Mims, the Bengals definitely love their big tackles. He's what, 6'7", 6'8", 340. They have Trent Brown and Orlando Brown. I tweeted that right after they picked him, and then they mentioned it on the NFL Network broadcast, stealing my whole flow. God damn it. But no, Amarius Mims, I like him. Just another player where he just didn't play much. He looked good in the time that he played, but it is kind of a projection. I'm a little scared of those picks a lot of the time, but I guess they do have a history of working out. I mean, Greg Rousseau is kind of a projection, and he's definitely been good. So, you know what? Just by that logic, I know, weird logic, but different position, or because it's a different position, and it doesn't always work like that, but that's my logic here, that he will continue to develop. We're gonna say it's a B. This is one of the few teams where, like, you know, I would have definitely preferred a player that'll play a big impact year one, because this team is almost in a win now position. I was even thinking they could go receiver, but they must not be thinking about trading T. Higgins. I don't know. I'll give it a B. The more I think about it, the less I like it, so let's not think about it anymore. But Jared Verse at 19, this was a big steal. I'm a big Jared Verse fan. That's an A, maybe A+. Same with Troy Fatanu to the Steelers. Amazing pass blocker. That's an A+, actually. I really like Troy Fatanu. Chop Robinson to the Dolphins. That was a big surprise. I didn't think he would go this early. I kept mocking him to the Buccaneers at 26, but I'm also a big Chop Robinson fan, so I'll give it a B. This is another team that really needed O-line and D-line. I mean, you kind of got D-line, but I mean interior D-line, not edge. I'll give it a B-, just because I don't want to keep giving out just straight Bs. Nah, but I think he's a really good player. I'll say B. Now, Quinion Mitchell was in my top 3 for best defensive players in the class, and you got him at 22. That's an A+. The Eagles, I don't know how they do this. Every year, I said this in the rebuild too. The Falcons rebuild I did. I don't know why the Eagles keep getting away with this kind of shit. Last year was Jalen Carter. They just know how to take the best player available. Usually on defense, but just in general. So that's an easy A+. Their biggest position in need, the best corner in the class in my opinion, just of course happens to fall to them, because why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't that happen? But Brian Thomas, I just have bad vibes of this pick. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's a good pick on paper. You need a receiver and you take the best receiver available. You don't really have that type in, you know, a good deep threat, but I don't know. I just don't have good vibes of it. Jacksonville hasn't really earned my trust with their drafting. I'll still give it a B+. I just fear him not working out. I hope he does, and he's going to, in my opinion, maybe the most underrated quarterback in the league in Trevor Lawrence. I don't know about the most, but definitely up there. I don't know. I just don't have good vibes. He is someone I was a little lower on. Maybe that's why, and just he's going to a team that has historically drafted a few busts. I don't know. I'm a little worried about this pick. But Terrion Arnold, that's an easy A+. I mean, maybe the second best corner in the class. At number 24, another player that I thought would go in this range right here. You get him at number 24. Most of y'all know I didn't love the Lions draft class last year, at least for the first round, just because of, you know, positional value, so I was a little scared for this draft, but I mean, a good corner at number 24. He has speed concerns, but I don't know, I would have made the same pick. But the Packers at number 25, they went with Jordan Morgan. Where are they going to play him? I'm assuming they're not going to bench either of their tackles for him, Rasheed Walker or Zach Tom, because they're both good. Is he going to be a backup day one or a starter at guard? Okay, at least this says a starter at right guard. Was he announced as a guard? It shows O-lineman, so I guess that's probably what he was announced as, so I like it. I'm a big Jordan Morgan fan. I just didn't expect him to go here necessarily. I mean, I kind of did, but the reason I didn't mock him in my draft, at least I don't think I did, is because I didn't think that would happen to the Packers at 25, and it did. So I'll give it a B. I like it. It's good. I'm a fan. They needed O-line, and you got O-line. Perfect. I maybe liked Barton more, but it was close enough. But coming down to the end here, I'm trying to be quick with this. I'm trying not to ramble too much and just give the grades. But Graham Barton at number 26. I know I just said I would have maybe thought about him at number 25, but I am a little lower on Graham Barton. He's another one of the players where they're good, but you know, this is actually a fine range. I just probably would have taken Jackson Powers Johnson. Same goes for the Packers, but I'll give this another B. Has Graham Barton played much center? Okay, apparently he did in 2020, I see. I don't know, it's fine. It's a B. And Darius Robinson at number 27. Another guy I'm a little lower on. I think he was worth like a second round pick. I don't know about a first. I mean, we're close enough to the second where it's fine, but I definitely would have taken Johnny Newton, Jerzon Newton. Like, are they gonna bulk him back up and have him play D-end? Or I don't know what their plan is with him. I guess we'll see. I'd give that like a D, honestly. I feel like there were much better players available. I realize he could be good. He has the potential, but I just wouldn't have done it. And now Xavier Worthy. Hey, thanks, Bills. Thanks for letting this happen. They get what could be Tyreek Hill back on a rookie deal. I mean, Xavier Worthy's pretty good. He's definitely not Tyreek Hill, but he has close to the speed. His speed's a little fake, though. I mean, he did lose a lot of weight to run that 40 time, but he is very fast regardless. I think he's like more like a 4.29 receiver, 4.28, right around that range. I'll give it an A because he will probably work out for the Chiefs. I mean, we can't be 100% sure because they haven't really drafted a receiver that has worked out in a little while. Well, I guess Rashee Rice, but we don't know what his future is. I definitely have concerns with Xavier Worthy, but I think this is the best landing spot he could have gone to. Now, Tyler Guyton at 29. I'm all for drafting linemen. I'm just not a very big Tyler Guyton fan. I'll give it a C-. I realize they need O-line pretty desperately, but I would have rather taken like A.D. Mitchell or, I don't know, just a different lineman here. I just don't like Tyler Guyton that much. I'm sorry. He's supposed to be a high upside player, but he's been playing for quite a while and just really still makes the same mistakes he has been for his whole career. So I don't know. There are definitely big flashes, so this could be a really good pick if he can be a little more refined, but we'll see. Then Nate Wiggins at number 30 did get injured at the combine, I think, so I would have been a little concerned if a team took him around this range or even maybe this range, but at number 30, that's an A. They just took maybe the best player available. I would have maybe taken Cooper DeJean. That would have been kind of fun with having him and Kyle Hamilton, two very, very versatile safeties, but I still like the pick of Nate Wiggins. That's an A. And then Ricky Pearsall. Here's the thing. Ricky Pearsall's a crazy pick, but the 49ers always make very, very questionable picks early on. And you know, I kind of doubted the Brandon Ayuk pick when they made it, and he's been really good, so I'll give the 49ers a little bit of benefit of the doubt here. We'll say it's a C+. I don't know if you really had to fear another team taking him. I feel like you maybe could have taken him in the second or something, but I still think he will be good. And I mean, them taking a receiver in the first round, they're gonna trade one of their guys, either either Ayuk or Debo. At least I would assume. We'll see. And then Xavier Legette, the final pick of the first round. They traded up to, I guess, get that 5th-year option. I am very high on Xavier Legette. I'll give it a B. Again, I maybe would have taken A.D. Mitchell. I'm surprised he's still available, but I do like Xavier Legette. I've given a lot of Bs out here. There are a lot of picks where I can't go full A, but I do like them, so I'll go B. So those are my full draft grades. This probably isn't going to be a very heavily edited video. I want to get this out quick, but I just also wanted to share my opinion on these. Again, it'll probably be a 50-50 split of, oh, that grade aged horribly, and oh, that grade aged well. But hopefully I'm right on most of them. We'll see. I think the one, if any, that will look the worst is probably me giving Michael Penix a not so good grade, because he'll probably be good, but I just, again, I don't love the strategy. But anyways, this was a crazy first round, really fun draft so far, and expect a lot more videos on this channel soon. So if you haven't already, again, be sure to subscribe, be sure to like the video. 500 likes, I think I said, for a 2nd to 3rd round draft grades video. Whenever we hit that goal, it helps out the channel, and expect a lot more fun stuff coming here soon. But with that, I will see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.